All right. Okay, you said you're a minimalist. So let's look up. A minimalist is a person who lives with very little. So we just had Jordan Retro on the phone, and he says he's not a minimalist because he likes to buy sneakers.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been a minimalist. So where do I start with this? Decluttering has been a long thing that I've been doing. Mike, can you hear me? Can you speak into my... Okay, perfect.
I hear perfect.
It's something that I've been doing a very long time, and it started way back when I was in university. And then when my father passed away, we decluttered as a family. So going through everything as a family with my mom, unpacking my dad's stuff, and it was a major experience. It was a major change for all of us. And I'm the one who went through this more than my sisters. I just have sisters. And so from there, your mindset changes and your life sort of changes. And when I moved here to Canada, I did another round of huge decluttering because I couldn't get my head around the costs of things. So one thing that really stuck in my mind was, or that I remember really well, and that was, let's say, I think 4 years ago now, was the cost of ironing shirts or getting shirts ironed. So if I was going to get my shirts pressed, it costs so much money. And I was really surprised to discover that it costs more for women's shirts than it does for men's shirts. Like I couldn't understand why. As far as I know, men's shirts are actually a lot more, they're more sophisticated, the sleeves and the collar and things like that. They can be a lot more intricate in their workmanship. So I ended up getting rid of all of my shirts, and I completely changed how I dress, even for work, because I stopped wearing shirts to work because I figured, I just got here. I was on a $900 salary as an intern.
Okay.
When I first got here. So it was impossible, to maintain things like that. So I had to change everything. So I went through another big round when I first got to Canada. And more recently, I started to get rid of furniture. So I actually live and work and I sleep on the floor. So I have next to no furniture. And it keeps my life really, really simple. It's very easy to clean. And it just keeps an open space, So, yeah, I can answer probably any question about decluttering and minimalism because I've probably done most of it.
Do you at least have an air mattress?
No, I don't use an air mattress. I actually sleep on a Japanese shikibuton. So it's actually a handmade. It's a beautiful thing. Actually, you should go on YouTube and see how they make it. It's a crafted thing. So it's actually very thin. Like, I don't think most people who sleep on normal beds can handle that. I mean, they would need a long learning curve. But I've always liked hard mattresses. So for me, the transition wasn't too bad. And so it's about 2 to 4 inches thick.
I'm looking at one right now.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing how they make it. It's traditional Japanese. On videos, you might, these are not. If you went on videos, you might find.
Is it made out of wood or is it solid?
No, it's just a mattress. I think Japanese people might put a tatami under it. A tatami is.
I see it.
Yeah. So these guys, that's more of a mattress. It's more like the flat thing without the things in the middle. That's more of a, that could pass for one. That's a thicker one. Yeah, that sounds like a thicker one. Mine is really thin. It's just made of cotton, actually, layers of cotton. So
that's what this one's is, 100% cotton, organic cotton.
Yeah. Well, it can be organic or maybe not, but mine is 100% cotton, and I don't put anything under it. I just put it on the floor, and I cover it with a thick cover as like the bed sheet, and that's it.
Wow.
So,
do you have like a cardboard box as a side table where you put your alarm clock or?
No, it's just on the floor. You don't need it. It's just on the floor. So that's a lot for most people. Like, I know when people are minimalist, they don't go that far.
Interesting. Okay. Where do you put your? You have, I guess you put your stuff in the closet, but do you have like armoires or like places to put your, like?
Yes, so my apartment comes with a small walk-in, which is very convenient, and I do have drawers for like the foldable stuff. Um, and I just, yeah, a few pairs of shoes, just keeping them on the floor is fine. Yeah, I have very few clothes. I have very few clothes. I have like six pants, six trousers between trousers and jeans, and about 10 t-shirts. Um, and a few jumpers. I don't think people say jumper in Canada. I think that's British. And just a few dresses. And then I mix and match for work and for not work. Do you have a capsule wardrobe? Yeah, Tignim, you can sort of think of it as a capsule wardrobe. And because I'm probably going to move by the end of next month and I have a big trip. I'm leaving my apartment. I'm actually going to go through another bunch of clothes that I've kept like just clothes that I like, but I never wore them. So you can think of it as a capsule wardrobe. Yeah. So I wear three colors like black, white, and navy.
Okay, I see what a capsule wardrobe does. It lets you to interchange different clothing and make it look like you got a million different things going, eh?
Well, maybe not a million, but yeah, the idea is to have a few basics that you can mix and match with, between tops and bottoms and things like that.
Excellent. Okay, and you said you're going on a trip. Where are you going?
I'm going to Syria and Lebanon, Mike. It's a big deal for us. My mom is leaving Canada. My mom is a retired older woman. She came here a few years ago, but because of the complications right now, we have to go figure a few things out. So it's actually a bit scary, but we have to do this.
Well, if you can, if you want to do some talking videos, you don't have to show yourself. If you want to do some talking videos for the channel, I'll be happy to upload them.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Mike, because I'm working on a business, and I just want to keep these different parts of my life separate. You know what I mean? Like if we go on here, we talk politics and we talk heavy things sometimes, and yeah. But all other ideas, I'm happy to provide you with all sorts of materials that could inform your channel. That's very easy.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Because some people usually they do like just talking videos where you don't see the person, or they're filming a street. Oh, this is the street I grew up on, and look at it now today, and blah blah blah. Someone sent me a video from Vancouver showing me
like you're saying Syria and Lebanon. Yeah, I think Lebanon I'd be able to film easily. Syria is a very high surveillance environment, so I would get a sense check on that. But yeah, I mean. Yeah, I want to see if we can pass by some of the, like I was telling you about the churches that have been destroyed. We're hoping to go around a little bit in Syria just because we don't know it all that well and it's such a beautiful country. But yeah, if I came across, some of the rubble and some of the, some of those critical zones, and if I can take pictures, assuming I can do that, then yeah, I would do that.
All right, I don't want you to get in trouble. It's not, you know what I mean, right? I
just don't want you to be put in a
position where it's just, I'm just saying, like we had this incident in Australia. We had some people sending me bushfire videos, type of things like that, like.
Yeah, exactly. No, of course, I couldn't take risks over there. Yeah.
No, definitely not. So you're a minimalist. You're living as a minimalist. You sound definitely like you know what you're doing. So what do you do for like cookware? Like, do you have stuff like do you have at least 4 cups and all that stuff and 4 plates?
Yeah, so, right. So I have very little cookware. I have two machines, and the bulkiest thing that I own is actually my water filter.
Really?
Yeah. So I have a 4-phase water filter. Actually, it's I advise it to people. I was just actually on Duke Willis's call, and he had a guest who was saying that fluoride is purposely put in water.
Yeah.
And all of that. The dangers that come through this, but there's actually a lot more worse things as well. There's hormones and medicine and all sorts of. And of course,
Berkey makes a good water filter too. I filter my water. I have a water filter in my house that's plugged into the city line.
Oh, so it's a whole house filter, right?
Yeah, except the I have a different line going to the backyard and the front yard for the water, like for the hose.
Yeah.
I don't filter that water because no way that would take it would be too weak. But the filter I have is almost as big as me. It's like 4 feet high. and it goes into my line, and then it goes this big blue thing, and it goes all the way down 3-4 feet and comes back up filtered.
Yeah. I have it for the tap water, which is my drinking water, and then I have just a one, what do you call it? A one cartridge for the shower. That's it. So that's
so
the
what do you
bulkiest
do?
thing I own. Yeah.
Toiletries. Do you buy all your toiletries, like all your perfumes and makeups? At least do you go overboard with that?
So I don't wear any makeup, and I've never worn makeup. I think the last time I tried makeup was when I was 12 years old. But that's something that I could never care about these things at all. And I also don't use anything artificial. So makeup is loaded with all sorts of really bad chemicals. So other than the fact that I think I don't mean to offend anyone's taste, but I don't like it at all. And apart from the aesthetic of it, which I don't like, it's also a lot of chemicals. And I think it's a huge waste of money. Like, it's amazing that so many women spend so much money, on nails and hair and things like that. And I've just never been that kind of person. So for me, that was an easy part to get rid of. When I decluttered, something interesting that happened, Mike, is that when you declutter and you really declutter, you become more sensitive to the environment. So you become more sensitive to radiation, you become more sensitive to taste and smell, and you start to, you sense things a lot better. So your body, which is a good thing, because then you feel it when there's too much radiation or there's too much this or that. So I don't have any perfume because I can't handle the smells.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that's something that happened. It also probably came after I quit smoking. So I used to be a very heavy smoker when I was younger, in my teens, and to my even my later on. And so when you quit smoking, you can also get a much better, like when you heal from it, you start to smell better and taste better.
Well, we have a picture up here of Tyler Durden. The things you own end up owning you.
Yeah, that's an old Chinese saying, because it's the Chinese who believe in, who have that energy thing about the house and the home.
Oh, feng shui.
That's right. Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. That's where it all comes from. I think that's where it all comes from. So it's been absorbed into the West, and then minimalism is a bit more Japanesey in character. But yeah, I mean, the idea is that the more things you have, the more things you have to take care of. And often enough, it means a lot of money. I didn't drive in 7 years now, 8 years.
But you're driving us crazy.
I used to drive as crazy. Yeah, I used to speed a lot. But
no, I'm talking like you're driving us, the people in the show. I'm just joking. Okay.
Okay.
Oh no, or no. You don't have a driver's license, but you're driving us up the wall.
Oh,
it's a joke.
I don't mean to.
Yeah.
I can't get my head around the cost of driving in this country. Like, I couldn't comprehend it. I tried to get my license a few times. I failed both times. And after that, I decided to just drop it, because I decided I was never ever gonna buy a car, and it's always cheaper to use transit. And if you need a car, you may be better off just taking a taxi and just reading or doing something else while you're in the car. But I mean, Toronto is rated as one of I think it's the worst in North America for. I think that was. Did you cover that, Mike? I think you might have covered that.
I covered that 3 times, and I covered specific cities, or AKA the worst in Canada, where everyone's arguing over which one's the worst city instead of arguing which one is the best.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that Toronto is. I can't say that I really know, but the downtown looks pretty awful. I mean, when people get out of there after, at 5 or on rush hour, it looks pretty awful. The transit is awful. Honestly, even the public transportation is awful in the city. In fact, I stopped using it after they changed the system from what was the previous system to the Presto system. I don't know how many, if you know, or how many people on the chat know, but I stopped using transit. In fact, now I walk most of the time. So it's only when it's extreme weather or if it's really far that I'll I'll grab a bus or something.
Yeah,
So that
'cause
also went off my bills.
yeah, it's transit's very ample there in Toronto. Lots of transit, lots of subways and all kinds to get you around. That's fine. That's fine. Now,
Well, people will disagree with you. It's very underserved. It's very dense, but people and it's underserved, and it can be really, really crowded and crammed on rush hour.
oh my God, you know what you just put in my head? Do you know
Tell me.
that song? Another bum rides the bus, or another one rides the bus.
Oh yeah, was that Queen?
No. That's
That was
another one
Queen, wasn't
bites the
it?
dust. But Weird Al made a
Oh,
song called "Another One Rides the Bus," and he says, hold on, the window's broken and the fan is broken. My face is turning blue. I haven't been in a crowd like this since I've been to see the Who. It was smelling like a room, and there was garbage all over the floor. We're already stopping to pick off more. Another one rides the bus.
yeah. Yeah, that sounds like it on rush hour.
Hmm.
And then it can be really slow and not on time. Like I feel that you can never rely on transit. There's always something going on. On rush hour, it's going to stop somewhere. There's going to be an alarm somewhere. Um, it's a real hassle. So actually, when I stopped using transit, I felt that the quality of my life actually improved.
Really?
Because it's less stress, and you walk and you get fresh air. I spend a lot of time in front of the computer, so it's always good to walk and to
Hmm.
just see like to just see the horizon, see farther than yeah. So yeah, I mean it's worth walking. It's good exercise. you know,
That's good.
and I also draw. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. That's good to know. It's good to know. It's good to know that you're a true you're a simplest and a minimalist. So you live a very simple life, a very a minimal life. So there's less things, like you said, to take care of or maintain and manage.
Yep. Not to say anything about the time spent on these things. And then something else that I changed when I moved here. So when I first moved here, I gave the place a chance. I got to know I tried to get to know people. I would go to meetups and go to, events just to meet people and to see how I would fit around here. And to be honest, I just didn't like any of it.
Mm.
And it takes a lot of time to do something simple like an evening meetup. It takes 4 or 5 hours out of your day to just go to an hour and a half meetup. Getting ready, going, coming back, the transit, and it wasn't all that rewarding. So I started to remove like almost everything in my life, and then I started working on my business, and I decided, nothing else is really worth it around here right now. So that's how I went into hermit mode, and I just work away.
Okay, let me ask you something. How you watching Mike in the Night? Like, if you're a minimalist.
Uh, on my computer.
Okay, so you have a laptop.
Yeah, I have a laptop. Yeah.
Okay, because if you had a desktop, then that's way too much wires and that's way too much to maintain.
Oh, no wires, and I've never owned a TV.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't watch television. Um, I just go on YouTube and just choose what I want to see. This is, yeah, like long time ago, I started to see that something is wrong with Hollywood. Long time ago. The last time I went to a movie was 21 years ago.
Okay, what? Last time you went to go see a movie was what?
21 years ago.
But would you go see Star Wars?
I forget. It was
Episode
a
4?
colleague. I don't know. I
I'm
forget. I
joking
don't
because
care.
that was
I
from
honestly,
1977.
I know. I don't care. I live under a rock. I accept that when
But
people
but
tell
hold
me
on.
that.
Take a step back. Take a step back. You're watching the most underground, most suppressed channel on YouTube. You're watching Mike in the Night.
Exactly.
So you're
Exactly. Exactly. I watch what matters, or at least I think so.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Wow.
no TV, just a computer, one laptop, one phone, one speaker, one mattress, and one table.
The table you eat at the table, or is the table
Yeah, I
just
do
cluttered with
everything on it.
stuff?
Well, I work on my business, so it's a bit cluttered with stuff, and then I clear it. So I eat here, yeah, sure enough. and I have one rug which I inherited, which I kept from my dad.
Hmm.
Um,
Is it a
and
Persian
yeah,
rug?
that's it. It is a Persian rug.
Good. Those
It is.
rugs are nice. I have a few of them in my
Yeah, he
house.
had really good taste. He had
Hmm.
really good taste.
The ones I have are
And
handmade, though. The ones I have, like, they're the ones that they put on the two pieces of wood and they stretch out the cords, and then they do it by hand.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole craft. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, the ones I have are like that. And then when you get them, you know the strings at the end, they're so long.
Yeah, I think it'd be long or short. Sometimes they cut them, and if they replace them, because sometimes they might wear out, so you
No,
replace them.
if I buy a Persian rug, I make sure the strings are at least like 12, 13 inches long, so that I
Yeah,
know that it's been weaved recently.
yeah,
Then you
yeah.
cut it.
Oh, ours are really old. Mine are really. I've had to do the ends once.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Very, very interesting, Layla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that people can save on is the gym. I think that's also something I removed. I used to go to a studio,
Hmm.
and they implemented their transgender bathroom thing.
Okay.
And at that point, I decided I wasn't gonna be part of a studio that, where men can go into the women's washrooms and women, people undress, like people change clothes. It needs to be private. So at that point, I took it as a sign to change my ways, and I just practice at home, and I walk. I think, I don't think you need a gym really. There's so much on YouTube. You're better off going outdoors whenever you can. All you need is a mat and a few things, and even some people get by without that. So
Hmm.
I think you can save, on that as well.
Wow. Well, you brought up some very
But
solid
but
tips.
yeah, but I have to agree with you, Mike. Like what you were saying on that, when you were covering that article, that there's a difference between wanting to go minimalistic because you want to, or because it's something to explore, as opposed to having to just remove all of these things. For me, I'm generally a minimalist and clutter-free, but I do also feel that it's just a hassle doing things, and at some point it feels cut off. It's just inconvenient, and but it's also annoying. Like it would be nice to have more elbow room in life,
Right. Right.
but yeah, I mean, you have to figure out your priorities.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Layla, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and giving us your inside expertise on this. Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
My pleasure. Anytime, Mike. Anytime, everyone else on the show. Thanks so much, Mike.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
You too. Bye
Bye.
bye.
That is Layla in the house. Wow. Let me take a breath here. Let me just take a breath. Wow. Minimalist and a simplest. I don't even know if that's an English word. Minimalist and simplistless.